You're not still connected, are you?
No.
And
Hello, welcome to the Comic Binge. We're here. 'Tis the season for comic books and gifts. Thank you for joining us. This is our volume 3 of our gift ideas for comic book fans of all ages, whether it be new fans or old fans. We are here to give you gift ideas, and this is going to be all over the place, people. Mostly comic books, people, mostly. But before I get too far in our conversation, I'm going to make sure people subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video, etc., etc. We didn't do this episode last year, which kind of bums me out. I don't know why I didn't. I think I got really lazy. But Chris and I had done the first two. I'm thankful we have our third third member of the Comic Binge, third official member, Javi El Corazon himself. He's here with us to bring in a lot of. You have a lot of gifts in here, so we're gonna have to. Hello, dude. Garrison, it's been too long, sir. We need to get you on the bench. I missed you, brother. I haven't seen you on social media as much. Hope you're doing well.
I do, because I didn't know what was going to be called, and I didn't want to be like, oh, well, Paul picked my pick, Chris picked my other two picks. Where's the show?
I promise you,
Victory is in the preparation.
It is.
Victory's in the preparation.
Yeah.
And
the separation to the preparation. Yes. So that's what.
And the preparation H does feel good on the whole.
Like a lot of cruise ships carry preparation H.
That is a god dang. That is what, a 26-year-old reference. Austin,
yeah,
Austin Powers.
23. That was 02.
Wasn't that? That was that 02 or was it 99? Was it the second
No,
one?
99.
No, he's talking about. Yeah, he's talking about something else.
99, 02.
Okay, I thought it was the second one for some reason, which I'm like,
anyway.
It's the same year as Phantom Menace, but I'm old.
Anyway,
same year as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
Times of the day.
we've got a lot of things to talk about. A
So
lot
much
of things to
things.
suggest. A lot of gift ideas.
I have a secret one that you don't know about.
That does not surprise me whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I'm really. By the way, I missed you two a lot. By the way, we
I'm
text
right here.
all the time. Well,
I'm
I
living
know
in
this.
this
But
box.
I'm just saying,
Good for you.
whenever we get to hang out like this, I'm like, God, I miss you guys. Just want you to know that I love you guys a lot. So it sucks that we don't. We get to hang out on the reg, and you know, Chris lives 10 minutes from me.
I just want you to know that when the live stream ends, I just sit here and wait and languish until the next one starts. It's
It's like in Batman Returns.
I just sit there brooding until Paul hits the binge signal, and then it's like, all right.
I can see that. All right, so we all picked out a couple of things to recommend for people for the comic book world, whether it be, again, my stuff's kind of all over the place. Javi picked out like 14 things, so we'll see what happens with that. But my parameters were comic books only, but Javi gets a pass. He'll explain later. But one of the other stipulations was I wanted specific things for the most part. And I struggle with this eventually too, because I was like, I want to suggest this. I'm like, oh, that's not really a specific thing. It's like, I'll get to that in a minute, because we could very easily just get on here and say, buy this, which I'll talk about in a second. But I want to keep it more specific so people can get specific ideas to get things for people, right? So I'm just gonna blow myself up for a little bit, not because I'm an egotistic bastard, but because I just want to. I have things. I'm not sure what happened here. Let's try this again. There we go.
There we go.
That was very weird. That was very weird, by the way. So, we did this a couple different times with Chris, and one of the things I wanted to talk about, and I want to emphasize to people, if you are buying for a comic book loved one, or want to do something for, what if you're worried about what do they have, what don't they have, those are valid things. I can tell you right now, don't worry too much about what they don't have and do have, because off the top, I'm just gonna get this out of the way first, Javi and Chris. There's a number of things that people can get a comic book fan that is never going to be like, shut, like kind of like, oh yeah, thanks. Like they're gonna be like, oh man, you get it. You know what the first thing is? Bags and effing boards. If you know someone who collects comics and you want to do something nice for them, whether it be a gift idea for like Hanukkah, birthday, Christmas, whatever, you get these mother effers bags and effing boards. That is the gift that keeps on giving, in my opinion. So if you're looking for a gift idea for your comic book loved one, whether they buy a little bit or a lot, these will never, ever be underappreciated. Am I right or wrong, my friends?
Absolutely right.
All right.
Wouldn't even presume to question something like that. I mean, the supplies are really important for serious collectors. Pays to pay attention to whether or not they are acid free or not. Sometimes when you buy boards, they can have a coating on one side but not the other one. You probably only need it on one side, but sometimes maniacs, but sometimes people put bags and boards on both sides in one bag. Wouldn't recommend it, but for those that do, you probably want dual coated.
I like that.
Maniac.
All right,
It's a space saver.
It is, but
it's I can't do it. I can't do that. I can't do back to back. I can't do it. By the way, for watching, like the video, because algorithms and such. Okay, in the vein of bags and boards, here's the other thing that you can buy for your comic book loved one that is not going to be underappreciated whatsoever, especially if you do something like this. Buy them long boxes. And you know what? The thing is, with long boxes like this, they're really fun. So you can get a short box, which have lots of fun things on it, like comic book characters. This is one of my favorites, Secret Wars. And it is so nice to have this. Or you can buy them a regular long box, right, Chris and Javi? So would you guys agree that buying one of these would be fun to have, correct? Anyone?
Yes.
I'm speechless?
well,
What do you mean, yes?
There are levels here too, right? Because comic book
Levels
storage.
No, hold on. I'm not talking about like when people are gifting things like this. You can't, even if for someone like you, even if you may not prefer this short box or a character on the short box.
No. Don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me.
Okay. Continue. All right, continue.
Basic storage is always going to be something you need, right? Always.
Yes.
But if you know, for instance, that a comic book fan in your life is maybe they have different kinds of storage needs. Maybe you're aware of the kind of space that these books are going to be stored in. Drawer boxes, they have these boxes that are constructed kind of like filing cabinets, and they can stack like 5 high.
I can't do those. I've never been into those. I know you love them.
That's what I have, and they're really helpful because if I want to have easy access to the books without actually like removing piles and piles of boxes, then they're not easily. If you're okay with storing them and just like keeping them there, then that's great. But if you want access to them, considering a drawer box isn't a bad idea. They are significantly more expensive than regular boxes, so that could be a deal breaker. But if it is something that is realistic for a particular person and what their space is going to be, then drawer boxes could be a really novel idea for them to store their books. But long boxes, short boxes, always going to be appreciated. I think that's pretty safe to say.
You know, that is a good point. I'm glad. Hold on. We throw up Rob's thing real quick. Rob has Spawn Kills Every Spawn trade paperback. Just came out, what, a month ago, 2 months ago. Definitely fun to check out for people who grew up on Image Comics, fan of Spawn. I mean, it's a fun cartoon book, I would say, like very, 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 I'm not sure if it's lighthearted necessarily, but it's fun. It's a really fun book. So fans of Image Comics, I think Spawn Kills Every Spawn is definitely a must have. And Rob, miss you, bro, homie. We got to get you on again soon. And I know you're saying, like, what, 4 months from now, but I'm hoping to get soon. We're going to do Gen 13, hopefully soon, next month or so. That's my goal, because I want to get you on for Gen 13. So anyway, all right. I have a couple more things I want to bring up, and then I'll throw it to you guys here in a second. Yes. But well said. Yes, I 100% agree to that. So we're going to talk about this later, obviously, but I wanted to say it right now. Obviously, this goes without saying. I think we're all going to agree with this, but obviously Compact Comics, DC's, the Compact Comic line is going to be 100% talked about in this show. If you're looking to get people into comic books, or you're like, well, what should I do? Like, what can I recommend? Like, if you're kind of like yourself, like what's a good, dude, these are perfect. Stocking stuffers. They're inexpensive. I love these things. They're great. Even if these work, in my opinion, guys, in all forms of comic book fandom, whether it be newer fans, older fans, because they're inexpensive and you can beat the crap out of them and you don't worry about them. Like this came with like a big chunk in it in Amazon.
Oh,
and I'm lazy. Listen, I'm lazy AF. I was like,
that would irritate me. That would, I would say.
Yeah,
but to your
I
point,
probably should have.
And you had mentioned, other people like being afraid of getting something that they already have. Well, once upon a time, Batman 608 came out, and I bought every issue from Batman since. Then I got the Absolute edition of this little story called Hush. Then last year for Christmas at work, my Secret Santa got me Batman Hush. Did I complain because I already had it? No. Unrelated to what Rob just said. There are certain collectors that will get the single issues, the hardcover, the deluxe hardcover, the Absolute, the omnibus. On certain types of stories, I can be that guy. So me getting Batman Hush as my first compact comic for Christmas, awesome. Because now I can take it, in a handy digest form. And something you didn't really hit on, these things are $10. So
I see they're expensive.
Not only are they, really affordable, like they fit in the stocking. And just to dovetail off what Paul is saying, there are so many to choose from now and more on the way. And these are all like iconic stories to give to any fan if they want to know more about a character. And I picked Hush because despite what some people that I podcast with may say, I think it's an iconic story. The art is fantastic, and you pretty much get a taste of just about every aspect of Batman's world and his supporting cast and his villains, all in this one story. In a murder mystery, well, I guess it's kind of a murder mystery for sure, from the author of The Long Halloween. So, and Superman for All Seasons, which, as we know, was one of James Gunn's inspirations for the Superman movie that came out this year. So,
yeah. So
just wanted to,
I think
to
that
piggyback what you were saying.
No, please. No, this is perfect. This is called when you're in a band, you're vibing and you're in the zone. Like, we're in the zone right now. That's all I gotta say. All three of us, we're in the zone, which I love. So so I'm not sure if one of these will be on your guys' list specifically. I almost put this as like this. I almost cheated my own system, but I guess I'll kind of like say I can almost kind of start us off, but it's kind of in the vein of like kind of an overarching like gift idea that's not just one comic, but you can do any kind of you know what I'm trying to say, like a certain medium style of like comics,
Mhm.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I'm going to say, which I think is like, if you want to get, if you're specifically, and this works for I think any comic fan, but I think specifically for the older fan, if you're like, well, I don't want to get something they already have. If you want to get something, like you, to your point too, Javi, something that they are going to like, even though they may already have already, that is kind of a dupe. And I think this is not exactly the same thing, but dude, these DC oversized issues are just so much fun. And this is a little bit unique because it's it's like, I got this
The
was
work
like,
in
to me, like
progress.
work in progress is like,
That's what they call it.
it's
that
goated,
edition.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but they have the deluxe issues in general, like not just but this work in progress one, but
There's
just
an all-star work in progress. I think there's another one coming out, and then they have the oversized Hush 2
just
issue.
regular issues. Yeah.
It's
So they
the
have
Hush
like,
2. They don't do it for everything.
but to be honest, I think these are good ideas. Like this is
They
brilliant.
are. I agree.
DC is killing it, man. Like you want to make money in comics and not just do the same things over and over again. And not everyone agrees with everything. I know some people have issues with compact comics. Maybe someone in the chat potentially, which I respect. But you have to at least give DC Comics a lot of credit for pushing different initiatives and different brandings and styles of mediums of comic books specifically to get, to maximize the medium as much as possible. And this stuff is so good. Like the work in progress stuff, especially like I couldn't believe guys, this stood on my
the art size. It's printed at the art size it would be when
right.
they handed it,
Yeah.
11 by 17, which is the cool part about it.
And
what are those like? Isn't that like
me,
that issue's like $20 or 25?
Yeah.
It's longer than a
It's like,
typical comic. I forget what the price tag was.
It's only $15.
Oh, dang. That's cheaper than I thought. I thought it was more because that one had more pages.
Well, what's crazy to me is because I love Absolute Batman. We're gonna have to do an Absolute Batman show recap or catch-up show here, guys. I'm not sure how far you are, Chris. I got caught up over the weekend, finally. And I'm absolutely just adoring the series. And I saw this, I've been seeing this in my comic shop for I kept seeing it over and over again. And on Batman Day, I was like, what the hell? I love Absolute Batman. I need to buy this. Like, just need to buy it. It's so good. And I'm so glad I did because the art is just chef's effing kiss, man. It's so good.
What they need to do is a compact comic of Absolute Batman, but in black and white. And give it, because Dragota's art is so manga stylized.
Dude,
like you put that
100%.
in black and white and throw it next to the other ones, and you're getting new Batman fans. So
yeah, no, you're onto something here. So anyway, guys, I've talked a lot. I'm gonna throw it to Chris next because he hasn't talked as much as me and the Hobster. But I just want to say that if you're looking for comic book stuff, work in progress, these oversized hushed issues, they're super fun, dude. Like anyone's gonna be stoked about, any comic fans gonna be stoked about getting one of these, especially these work in progress ones. They're super cool. So anyway,
is it
Javi? Go ahead and I'll throw it to Chris.
I was just gonna say this month there is, I think it's either this month or January, so it may be too late. They're doing their facsimile edition of Superman and Spider-Man. So that would be something fun to get for the comic fan in your life. That first Marvel DC crossover.
Now that they're playing nice
sucks,
again.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Rob, I honestly think that they need oversized comics like this is a great idea. Like I honestly do. Like I think not do it a ton, but make it limited edition, like a variant, and people are going to be in on this SH because I got to tell you, I love these oversized issues because I have terrible eyes, but mainly because I think they're fun to have. Like I wouldn't want to do it for every issue, but for certain issues that are big deal, like the first Absolute Batman issue, yeah, that's pretty rad. Like for the special issues, instead of making gold foiled covers, make a couple limited edition. Again, not all of them, but limited edition, oversized issues. Yeah, I'll buy the SH out of that. So anyway, I digress. I want to get those out of the way first, but Chris, I want to get your take on your first gift here. If you want, and Chris, I'm gonna let you, because I know you said you may have to bow out early. If you want to do all of yours at once, you can. I'm gonna let you obviously do that. So you have the floor.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. So my first one is actually a little bit unconventional for me, but I'm really glad I was turned on to this by a coworker of mine who's also a comic book fan. Hi, Ken.
Attaboy, Ken.
is-
New co.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Dracula
Ooh,
Book One by
nice.
Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones.
I've
This
heard
is the
about
only
this,
one that
actually.
I've read. I'm actually borrowing book 2 from Ken right now. And one of the things that I really like about this, because I know people
Ken
really
is a
like
G.
Kelly Jones as a Batman artist. I've never been crazy about his style applied to a character like
Yeah,
Batman.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that one.
Like Red Rain is a cool enough story. It's never really connected with me all that much, but this is a totally different, like this is a glove fitting kind of moment for Kelly Jones, but also too, just like the writing of this, one of the things that's always kind of frustrated me as someone who uh, appreciates Dracula stories, at least on a literary basis, is that they always like romanticize him too much. And
Yeah, make him
Matt Wagner and
sexy.
Kelly Jones don't do that. Like he is brutal, and it gives an understandable sort of in to why he is the way that he is, by leaning on that brutality. And there's none of that the stuff that I've just personally found frustrating in stories featuring Dracula specifically. Not to speak about vampire fiction generally. As much as I really appreciate something like Interview with the Vampire, for instance, sometimes certain creators lean on romanticism a little too much for an inherently violent life form, and not the case with Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner. So I'm looking forward to diving into book 2, but book 1 I definitely recommend. Yeah.
Question. Time out. Are these available only through Kickstarter, or
No.
are these readily available? Okay.
Can you
I
hold
think
it up?
they're
Where can you get these?
Yeah, sure. This is book 2. I think they're readily available. They
Okay.
kickstarted into production, but as far as I know, they're held, or they're distributed by Penguin Random House now.
Oh, cool.
So-
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we
Yeah,
can get
so
them
I'm
easily
pretty
then.
sure that they're widely available. So
How many
Dracula-
pages is that?
there's 3 right now, and I think they're
Uh-huh.
128 pages each. So
Nice.
they're full graphic novel stories, and
Yeah.
and absolutely worth your time. So
All right. I've been
take a look
interested
at
in picking those up.
yeah, take a look at some pages. I didn't include scans, but it's pretty striking, and the style fits very well. So thank you to Ken for turning me on to them, and I
Ken.
hope you enjoy the
Does
Green
Ken-
Lantern
does
omnibus
Ken watch
that I went
Binge?
to in
Does Ken watch the binge at all?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him. Second one is Superman the Triangle Era Omnibus Volume 1. Volume 2 is also out now, and this is the kickoff of effectively my childhood Superman. This is after John Byrne had finished, and John Byrne is a good Superman storyteller, but there is something about his work after the Man of Steel that it seemed like it got a little tired
Starts
after a
going
while.
downhill.
I mean,
And
that guy was doing a lot in 2 years.
sure, yeah, I would never dispute how prolific
Yeah.
he is as a creator, certainly. And I know that he's spoken in recent years about editorial interference being a potential factor there. But in any event, the Triangle era kicks off this cadre of creators who are just really, really good at getting to the core humanity of who Clark is and everything that he stands for. And if you are going to read an ongoing Superman run, that apparently volume 2 has a fair amount of overlap with the previously released omnibus for the Death and Return of Superman. So you could pick one or the other. I would probably go with this one just because you are getting everything. And I cannot overstate just how good these creators are in handling the Superman character. You know, the death of Superman gets a lot of understandable attention. At the end of the day, that is just a fight. And everything that came after the fight, I think, is the true star of the show, because it's all about the interwoven characters and how they react and respond to a world without Superman. And it says a lot about him, even though he's not in those issues. And then I think I like the return of Superman maybe more than a fair amount of other people do. There's just something that is very triumphant about it. But that's not to say that everything leading up to those moments, which you get here and in volume 2, are worth skipping by. Absolutely not. You should totally read all of these stories. They're very, very good. And finally, and Javi, at risk of stepping on at least one of your picks, Absolute Batman and Son is here. And for those of you who, and Javi was clearly, we were clearly on a similar wavelength, but you might know Knights Never Die. Grant Morrison's Batman issue by issue is a sub-series that we do here on the Comic Binge, the three of us together. And we are going through Grant Morrison's Batman issue by issue. As of the time we're recording this, the next issue that we read is actually the last one in this collection. It goes from Batman 655 to 658 and then 663 to 675. And we're just about to read 675. So this is a great way. But it's also kind of like the Cadillac of reading this run. And Javi's selection is far more accessible from an economic perspective. You can find a decent deal on this, and but there's a couple of different ways that you can read this run. Of course, there are the omnibus volumes, which coincide with like the acts that we are going through the run with. Volume 1, 2, and 3. Very, very good run. But there's also, you know, if you did want to proceed with the Absolute, you start here. And then this coming March, DC is actually publishing Absolute Batman RIP. First time that the story has made it into the format.
Love that, how they did that with the Zer Batman underneath. That's brilliant.
Looking forward to having that. Yes, it's pretty cool. And then weirdly enough, after RIP, you know, we are going to be diving into Final Crisis. Interestingly, the Absolute edition of Final Crisis also has the same exact issue count as this very accessible Essential Edition trade that DC has put out, with the correct reading order, all of the stuff by Grant Morrison. So you could get the oversized slipcased edition with archival quality printings and the hallmarks of the Absolute format if you're really into it. But if you also just want to read Final Crisis in the correct order, then this is more than sufficient to get you there, and is a very accessible way to do so. I think the Absolute edition is either out of print or just went back into print. But DC keeps this one on hand quite a bit. And then after Final Crisis, that's really the Batman and Robin era. DC had previously published the Absolute edition of Batman Reborn that contains all 16 issues of Batman and Robin itself. But they're not reprinting this. Instead, they're creating an entirely new Absolute edition next summer that includes all of those issues and the 6-issue series, The Return of Bruce Wayne. So if you can wait, and if you want to do, Kenner Star Wars style and give someone on your Christmas list a piece of paper and a box and pre-order this for them for June, then you can totally do that. Unfortunately, Absolute Batman Incorporated, as far as I can tell, is out of print right now. Hopefully it won't stay that way forever. But DC is really, kind of understanding that this is a run that garners a lot of attention. And we got just a taste of how good Grant Morrison and Batman mixed together as recently as this past week. So highly recommended. I'm a little biased. Watch Nights Never Die and read these issues along with us. So those are my picks.
And next week's episode of The Binge.
Batman 675.
To give people a little peek behind the curtain, I know that one of Paul Herman's favorite pastimes is to lay in bed, to hoist this big Batman by Grant Morrison omnibus, read it, bench press it, read it, turn the page, bench press it while laying in bed.
Hobby.
It's his favorite editions are these absolutes.
Hobby. This is for the record.
Nice. Look at that.
So but see, this one's more. This is a somewhat reasonable omnibus. Like not all omnibuses are not created equal. Just for the record.
No, that's very true. They're
The Morrison omnibuses are all about that size, the three of them. So it's a good way to read everything.
Yeah.
That to me is that's legit.
Volume 2 should have included the Final Crisis stuff. It does not, just so people know. So if you get the omnibuses, you should probably also get this along with it. You'll only have like 2 issues of overlap there. So I'm sorry, Javi, go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say, to dovetail off of what you were saying, the more affordable, if you want to get a compilation, is this Batman by Grant Morrison. Is this a soft cover?
Yes.
I believe it is. Yeah. And that's got a lot of the issues that we've just covered in Nights Never Die. And there's a volume 2 as well, or book 2 as well. But that definitely was making my list because we've been spending at least the last year talking about those stories. So
exactly. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, it's not a physical book, of course, but these are available on DC Universe Infinite. Gifting a membership is absolutely an option. And actually that soft cover and its second book are available to read on DC Universe Infinite's Ultra tier. So if you wanted to read the collections instead of reading the individual issues digitally, then it gives you the option to do that. I don't know why you would, but you can if you wanted to. But come on the ride with us. We're having a good time.
Yes. I'm loving it. So
yeah, I'm loving it.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm loving it. So are you done now? Or are you need to get out?
Yeah, I think so. If that's
Okay.
all right, I'll take my leave of you, gentlemen.
That's fine.
But
yes,
I appreciate the chance to come on, and a very happy holiday season to everybody, of course, and especially to you guys. Thank you for letting me come along for the ride with you. And in 2 weeks, I turn 38, which is
baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a mediocre kind of age. That's all. So, thanks for letting me stick around.
Nope. Hey, you're insane. We'll make Avatar plans soon. I miss you.
Yeah.
We need to get our daughters together. So sorry, it's been crazy.
So. No, man. She's been talking. That's on me just as much. So we'll make it happen soon.
Right. Well,
much love to you guys. Thank you.
I love you, man. We'll talk soon. All right, brother.
All right. Take care, fellas.
See you, dude.
Mwah. All right. All right, Javi. You got a lot to do. So I've got 3 things to go over. So you better start hauling ass.
We'll tie this all in together here.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Wrong one.
Oh, okay.
I'm you on there. Hold on. Get you. You're up. There we go. Sorry.
So over the last year, more than a year now, we have.
Oh wait, you have overlays. Not. I was thinking you have props or no props.
I have a prop later. You want me to do that
Okay.
now while I'm blowing up? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Do that now. Do that now.
this goes under the stocking stuffer thing for the comic fan or comic kid fan in your life.
Oh.
I first got these in my local comic shop, Austin Books, but the other day we went to Barnes and Noble and they had them there at the desk. When you check out, and there's these little blind boxes of Lego Across the Spider-Verse minifigs. So I've got a werewolf Spider-Man. I have a Spider Bite, little translucent, and she's got a alternate hairpiece you can swap. And I got Peter B. Parker and May, and May comes out of the thing. And obviously it's a Lego, so you get the little happy face, worried face, Peter, and there's 12 in all. They're blind boxes. They're $5 a piece. Great little stocking stuffer for all ages. And it was just, it was a whim. Like, hey, Spider-Man, it's here. It's $5. I'll give it a shot. There's some cool looking designs. I mean, there's Miles, there's Gwen, Spider-Punk, Spidey 2099, the one on the horse. Spider-Man India comes with Spider-Cat, so there's a lot of fun ones to get. So
one on the horse.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, like Web Spinner.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's
a checklist that comes in the box. Huh? No. It's not that. He's a cowboy.
Oh, he's a cowboy?
He's a cowboy. He's got a cowboy hat and he rides a horse.
There's too many alternate Spider-Mans now. I used to be only like what?
There's
now there's
a multiverse of them. A multiverse, Paul.
Oh, is there? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should make a comic about that.
Yeah. So where I was going on this train earlier in terms of another stocking stuffer, we had been talking about comics leading to James Gunn's Superman. So it was on sale for like $12 last week. It's gone up a little bit.
That's insane.
You can get your 4K version, which comes with a digital code, or the Steelbook version if you can find it. You have to lift that off, and then there's Superman behind it. Fun things for the comic fan in your life who, that's the highest so far. It's the highest grossing comic book movie of the year. So, and we've been doing a lot of shows that led up to this. Speaking of which, if you want to get someone a book that ties into this movie that was an influence, you'd be hard pressed to, not get them Absolute Superman for All Seasons. It may not have the biggest page count of other Absolute editions, but this is by far my favorite Absolute that I have. The size of it, the way the coloring gets reproduced. This isn't like your typical glossy hardcover that slides into it. It's got like this fabricy texture to it, and it just feels like a work of art when you hold it and look at it. And it's my favorite Absolute. One that's coming up in like 2 weeks, no less important. If you want just a simple action movie Superman comic for someone to read, The Death of Superman. This is the limited edition. It comes in this Tombstone version, and then you open it up, and underneath that you have the regular Absolute. Can you minimize the banner?
Sorry, 1 second.
There you go. So you can see how the book goes inside the Tombstone. So there's two different versions of it that you can get. But if you want to get something like a prestige type book for the Superman fan in your life, you can go low cost with the movie, or you can go, and with the Absolute versions, and there's nothing. These are, I don't remember the dimensions of them, but they're close to what Paul had with the work in progress size, just in a hardcover. And you get something like Absolute Superman with these stunning vistas, or just The Death of Superman, where the further along you get, the bigger the pages get. You go from 4 panels one issue to 3 to 2 to 1 for the final issue. And to blow that up in a widescreen format, like that story was made for Absolute. So
So I actually have the work in progress and an absolute in my hands right now. I'll just demonstrate
Well,
for
let's
you
see
real
it.
quick. So this is let's see it. So this is the work in progress. It's pretty big, and this is the absolute, right? So this is like
Oh,
kind of give
that's
you
shorter.
an idea. It's smaller, but it's still compared to
Yeah.
a regular trade. It's not anything absolute. You're buying.
Absolute is taller than your deluxe editions, your omnibus from either Marvel or DC. So,
Well,
um,
and I talked about this last time, Javi. With if you want to throw up all seasons on there again,
yeah,
I just want to make a quick comment on it. All seasons I like all seasons. You know, I liked it a lot more the second time I read it with you guys last year, and I remember when Chris brought it over and showed me it. It was nice. Like I wished that I had extra money to buy something like Absolute Superman, but I don't love it enough. I know it's a major sacrilegious with you, with Javi. I don't love it enough to buy it, but like, I wish I could get that on my shelf. Does that make sense? Like, I would
yeah,
totally buy this. It's just, I just don't, there's other absolutes I want to get. And like right now, in a couple months, we have Crisis on Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I cannot that's going to be a day one purchase or making my wife buy it for me for a Valentine's Day purchase. Cause that is an absolute I must own as soon as possible. So, but no, this is, if you want to get something nice for a comic fan, like your loved one, it's a little spendy, but even if they already if you know, you'll know if they already probably have this one or not. And if they don't, and they like Superman, I mean, this is a gorgeous book. So whatever version you get, but the absolute is it's a humdinger.
and one more book on the spendier side of things. I'd be remiss if I didn't recommend The Flash by Mark Waid Omnibus Volume 1. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are up. Volume 3, I think, is coming in February. But Volume 1 here has, as you can see on the cover, it has the return of Barry Allen, which may not be the story you're thinking of. And it kicks off with an annual or a Flash special. Then it goes to Mark Waid's original The Flash Year One, which is Wally's Year One, which is way before the Joshua Williamson, Barry Allen post New 52 version. I mean, everything I love about Wally West is in this book. And this was a day one purchase for me. And if you like The Flash, by the time you are done reading this, you will love The Flash. So that is the epitome there of my high-end spending. I get mine on instocktrades.com, where it's usually 40 to 50% off. I haven't read those. Paul's shaking his head no.
No, I will not be reading the most overrated comic book out there next to The Boys. Continue.
Well, all right then. So going to the other side of the street, leaving the distinguished competition for their marvelous competitor, DC did Compact Comics, which Paul and I have sung their praises on. Marvel answered in kind with the slightly bigger Marvel Premiere Collection.
And these are solid too. These are a little spendier.
And it's $5 more. But, again, not quite as conveniently sized as the Hush or the Compact Comics, which you can't tell with these screen grabs, but I should have brought them with me. But there's a lot of good iconic stories that they're collecting in this size. This one has a foreword by Charlie Cox,
cool.
TV's Daredevil or Netflix's Disney Plus's Daredevil. And I got my copy randomly because my comic book shop has them and they have them at bookstores, but I randomly got my copy at Target. I was looking through.
Dude, I almost bought it at Target too.
Stuff, and I was like, I have Born Again at Target, and the only version of it I have is sorry, Zach.
Sorry, what's up?
We'll get to you in a second, I guess. Oh, well, you were on your show, bro.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, come on now.
anyways, I've seen it at other places, but the fact that they had it at Target, and I'm like, the only version of this I own is the IDW soft cover artisan edition, so it's in black and
I
white.
know.
So I got I'm like, you know what? I'll get this in color because it's $15 and it's a nice, easy thing to have around.
Solid.
So I have,
Yeah,
again, going back to the duplicates, I got it in black and white. I got it in color. And speaking of duplicates, going to close out with something. It's all right, dude.
All right, man. We love you.
Something that ties in with Zach from the Spidey Dude Radio.
Okay.
This amazing Spider-Man Epic collection of Craven's Last Hunt, which if you go to his channel,
hell yeah,
network, you can see him and Paul and myself and various other people like Adam interview the author of this, J.M. DeMatteis.
That was a great show.
Yeah. And Craven's Last Hunt is something I had in original issues, then a soft cover, then a hardcover, then an even bigger hardcover, and the original hardcover and digitally. I don't actually own this Epic collection, and I've got it in like an omnibus too for Web of Spider-Man. This is like the one version I don't have. The Epics are a little bit more cost-wise than, the compacts or the Premiere. They're like, what, 30 to 40 bucks?
Yeah, well, they're
So
$40
you're
now.
not,
They went up.
You're not talking omnibus prices, but they're soft covers. And to me, this is one of the top 3 Spider-Man stories. Craven's Last Hunt. I read it when I was 10, and I've been reading Amazing Spider-Man from pretty much issue 5 going forward through Marvel Tales. So to go from reading that to this dark psychological drama, and there's cannibalism and suicide and mistaken identities, and this brutal Spider-Man who's not really Spider-Man, but it just blew my mind. And it's such a work of literature, it's such a work of art, that I've just been collecting it whenever I can. And so if you want to get something to blow your Spider fan socks off, this is a good place to start, because the art is impeccable. Like, it's some of my favorite art, and it doesn't even look, certain times you go to like Golden Age Superman or like a Silver Age comic and it looks simplistic, dated. There's none of that here. I mean, maybe the styles of the clothes people are wearing look a little dated because it's from the 80s, but Zek's art on this is just, it's masterful.
Oh, yeah.
And because this isn't just Craven's Last Hunt, I think this edition too does Peter's proposal to MJ leading up to it. And then it's got, I think, the Mad Dog Ward after it, which isn't the best way to end it. But
no,
again,
it's not.
You go to these Epic collections for Marvel, and you can just give them to people. Thank you, Adam. So
pizza time.
This one's a safe bet for sure. But any of these Marvel Premiere or Epic collections are a good thing to give to
You're not wrong.
fan in your life. So yes,
those are all good.
My recommendations.
Attaboy. Those are
wanted
all
to
great.
hit everything. Get different price points, different big 2 companies.
No, you knocked us out of the park, my friend. I'm impressed. This is good. This is good. Like, this was I didn't think about doing different price points, specifically, like trying to find like the range, like specifically keep that in mind. So that's pretty good. Yeah, the Marvel line, I saw Daredevil and the Winter Soldier at Target. I almost bought one of them. I was like, these are just cool to have. And like, the Winter Soldier one specifically, I think is pretty cool because it's like the whole, because it collects the majority of that run of his first return, and and those people only know Bucky from that, obviously, rightfully so. Makes sense. So definitely recommend those. They need more of them, so
they're not as prolific as the compact comics for whatever reason. I don't know why.
For whatever reason, they need to differentiate it up and get more of the major, like Dark Phoenix Saga needs to be on that. Christ, freaking
I would probably buy that.
Yeah, right. Or Craven's Last Hunt. I'd buy that too. Like there are so many storylines. Yeah, there are so many storylines that they could build off this, that DC's like, hey, let's put out not like a authority one, and it's like, yeah, like let's do this, like it's genius. So definitely check it out. All the rest of mine are all actually like props, so I have to blow myself up because I'm an egotistical maniac and I want you all to look at my beautiful face. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with a compact comic. I think I maybe talked about this before. I definitely tweeted about it, but I definitely, if you're gonna get like, I'm gonna try to angle this a little bit differently. If you have a LGBTQ person in your life that you want to get into comics or are into comics or whatever, or if you take that aside and you want just a good effing story about comic book characters and superheroes, and you want, if you want to add female representation with that, it's fine. But take all that aside, representation, all that stuff aside, if that offends you, which if it does, okay. But if you want a great comic book story, Javi, in my opinion, this is absolutely a must buy. This to me is a great comic book that can cover a lot of different bases for whatever you want. And right here is this one is so cheap, so good. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on here, but
here,
yeah, go ahead.
This is where I take umbrage. This is why I was making a face, because this is also a masterpiece.
Yeah, I know.
This is one of the few books. I mean, yeah, Jim Lee's got a lot of detail, and maybe you lose a little bit of it in the compact comic.
Yeah.
But like,
if
you're gonna read Elegy for the first time, oh man, get it as big as you can. If you can find it, get the deluxe edition, because J.H. William III's art in this is, oh my god, it's phenomenal.
But the beauty of it is
like Greg Rucka.
Right. Rucka
is Batwoman is.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. I mean,
but here's the thing though.
They took Bruce Wayne out of the book and gave you Batwoman, and no one cared.
The best Batwoman ever.
It was that good. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the book you want to check out. You want to, if you want to give people to get into comic books, if representation is a big deal for you, which awesome if it is, this is the book to get, man. Like this is, all right. I love you, Rob. But this is the book to me. If you want to get someone, if you're easy, cheap, inexpensive, comic book, people get into comic books. This is it, man. Like this is one of the best things you could buy, and it checks a lot of boxes in my opinion. So I highly recommend picking this up. Batwoman Elegy. It's great. So go pick this up and give it to your people. So the next one I have is something I haven't actually read before. I know it's gonna be really stupid. Yes, exactly. I've been wanting to read this for a long time. And with my kid getting older, Javi, I think it's finally, I'm like getting closer. Right now we're reading the Ozma of Oz on Marvel Unlimited. Cool. But like, because my eyes are really bad, so I can blow up, I can see things really better, a lot better, on that. But like, I'm like, I probably could read this and be fine because it's black and white. Or the version I have is black and white. But this is something I've been needing to read. I'm curious to read. I'm not sure if you've read it before, but you can get this pretty inexpensively. And it's like I saw it I looked it online to make sure you get this for like the whole thing for $35. It's The Complete Bone.
Oh wow!
By Jeff Smith.
I've never read it, but I've only ever heard good things, and I've always been curious. I've just never made the time.
Yeah, you get black and white version. Like, yeah, it's $30. Like imagine, like if I was a kid. Like if my parents, if I was into comic books or I was kind of venturing into that, and my parents would, and even though I would never maybe want to read Bone. Yeah, exactly. See, right here, you're going exactly where I'm going, Garrison. If I wanted to read something that was like, or just maybe would have never read this by myself. But if someone that's surprising me a little bit. I thought you had Redbone. You seem like that'd be up your alley a little bit, Rob. But yeah, I haven't read it either. So, but I feel like if you have a kids of like from like my daughter's age to like what Garrison said, like his age in middle school, like you can either read it to your kids or they can read it for themselves. This is a great introduction to comic books. And it's huge. If I was a kid and I was kind of interested in comic books and you gave me this huge book of comics to read with a kind of it's familiar with Disney and if it has Disney kind of ties to it a little bit, this is something that I think that is definitely worth buying. I've heard great things about it, and it's huge. It's $30. Yeah. See, listen. I feel you. Go ahead, Javi.
I mean, I was going to say like, yeah, I haven't read it, but it's one of those things that it was so profound that it transcended, like it got into the point where I knew about it in a time before there was the internet to talk about it. Like that's how good it was. Like I knew about it just from word of mouth at the comic shop or magazine publications. So I mean, it's always been one of those things I've wanted to read. I just haven't done it yet.
I think after we're done with Ozma, we only have like half the last issue. Hey, listen, I've had this for a long time. I've been meaning to read this for a long time. But I think just not even reading it, I can recommend it because everyone loves it and it's easily accessible. The art's fantastic. I know the artist pretty well. Jeff Smith's a great artist, obviously.
Personally?
No, I don't know him personally.
Oh, okay.
I just know I've seen the art enough that I know I like the art. That's why I've been wanting to read it for a long time. But yeah, this is something that you can get, I think, a lot of younger kids. And if you want to get into the comic books and in reading, I think it's intimidating, but if they see they can plow through a lot of it in a short amount of time because it's comic books, it's condensed. That's why we love it. I think they could blow through this pretty quickly. Garrison, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but you could maybe attest to that maybe a little bit. I don't know. Just knowing how kids are. Yeah, this is pretty inexpensive still. You can find used copies pretty easily that probably look decent and give them to your loved ones or young ones. This is a great book and have them read. So yeah. For the last thing I have is I probably already recommended this before, but I haven't finished the entire series, but I need to. I have the whole series.
That's awesome.
Rob, I almost feel Rob is. I love having Rob in the room, like when we're talking to him like this. But I almost feel like it's better almost because when he's behind and he does these comments just kill me. Yeah. Wait. All right. Yeah. So did you read like did you blow through them pretty fast? I'm curious. So because it feels like that'd be the case. So last thing I have is I've read the first like half of the series and I need to get on it. I got these two actually last year for Christmas. And I can attest that they are fantastic. And if this is, I think for people who are reading comic books who want to, that's good to know. This is for the comic book reader that is trying to go beyond superheroes or beyond like this, the big two, and who want to like get something different. I think Jeff Lemire and Sorrentino's Gideon Falls is one of the best gifts you could get. It's a beautiful hardcover edition. These deluxe versions. The art is just to die for, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Lemire is just one of the most. This is gonna sound stupid. I always say it. It feels like underappreciated art, like writers out there. He's so prolific, yet so efficient and good and artistic and creative. I think he's
before or after their Green Arrow run?
I think it's after.
Okay.
I think it's after. But Gideon Falls, and I think it's being made into a Netflix series soon. Get on the ball before it comes out, because screw adaptations of this crap anymore. Like I'm like, if it's not like a whatever, like, thank you, Chris. Yeah, like, dude, his Moon Knight run, chef's kiss. But there's a lot of new great Moon Knight runs, but his new Moon Knight run is fantastic. I mean, it's what the whole show, the Disney Plus show, is basically is Lemire's run. With like,
and his
adding the 80s
Flash run is the best absolute Flash run that's ever been.
Well, it's the only absolute Flash.
Well, yeah, but that no lies detected, though. It is by definition the best.
Anyway,
I just say Flash and run. So
there you go. I see. But this is I've maybe talked about. Well, we're covering this in the binge at one point. Yeah, I know. Dad jokes, right? Dad jokes.
Well,
yeah, I get it. But this is definitely worth picking up if you're a fan of Lynch, if you're a fan of supernatural, weird stuff. Like I get a lot of Lynch vibes from this. I've always said that before. A lot of Lynch vibes. But if you like supernatural, like weird stuff, I definitely think this is worth checking out. And I think anyone who likes comic books, it feels like this is not as well known for people. I mean, obviously it's well known enough it gets a hardcover, but I think that's mostly because Lemire sells well, and he's rightfully so. Yeah. He's a genius. So, but a lot of people still don't know this one, and I think this is something that the comic book lover in your life probably doesn't have this. They're gonna love this. They should. Even if they don't love the story, they can just admire the beautiful Sorrentino art. Because if you don't like this art, I got nothing. I got nothing. So yeah, that is Christmas in a nutshell here. Javi, we have I think we did a good job, personally.
I think so.
I think we've done our job of, I want to get this episode out first week. We did it. We did it. And yeah, I think we can kind of set it here. Is there anyone in the comment section? We have 6 people here. That's pretty good for us. So I'm going to say, hey, anyone want to say anything before we leave? Any other recommendations really quick?
Gideon Falls has an IMDb page, but it does not have anything listed on when the production's starting or who's in it. So
I know it
may come to fruition at some point. Zach has a comment for you, Paul.
He always does.
When you coming back on to the SDE? Yeah, you know me.
Well, the good news is I will be going there one day. It's just life is so busy right now. It's hard, you know. All right, I'll check that out. Yes, I know you're pushing that hard lately. Go subscribe to his channel, please.
Oh,
come on, man. Come on, Rob.
It's at least in the dollar bin.
I texted us about the Slot Symposium recently, so we'll get an episode next month. Okay, we'll get
one more day.
Hey, I texted you guys recently about this. Anyway, all right, Javi,
plugs.
Promote yourself, my friend.
Yes. Oh my God, so many things to promote. Just recorded a new episode of the 007 Files today that should be out Saturday, talking about the 10th anniversary of Spectre. Our last episode, we talked to author Edward Biddulph about The Ultimate James Bond Lover's Guide to Britain. So you can go to 007 Files podcast or YouTube channel. BatmanOnFilm.com. I've got written reviews for Batman and Robin Year One. I have 2 episodes left to drop on my chapter by chapter series on Batman Begins. So that will be wrapping up by the end of the year, celebrating the 20th anniversary of Batman Begins. Obviously, Chris, Paul, and I have Nights Never Die right here on the Comic Binge. Make sure you check that out. I made a cameo appearance on the Spidey Dude Experience last week, talking about Amazing Spider-Man 16, which was one of the better Joe Kelly issues with Norman Osborn as a friendly neighborhood kind of guy. And also came out this week, I made my second appearance on the Digging for Kryptonite podcast. Anthony is doing a series on Lois and Clark mixtapes where he's looking at different aspects of the TV show. And he invited me on to come talk about the Daily Planet crew. So I had a lot of fun doing that. So if you want to get your Superman fix or your Lois and Clark fix, head over to Digging for Kryptonite. And you can listen to me there. Chris has also been a guest. So if you love Chris talking Superman, check those episodes out as well. And upcoming, I've got an episode in the can at some point that's going to be out on Peter Vera's, friend of the show, Peter Vera's Italian Spider-Man Coalition. I'm not Italian, but I love Spider-Man, and he had me on to talk about Secret Wars from the 90s cartoon. So we talked 3 of those episodes recently, and that should be out in a month or 2. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think that's everything.
Cool. I was supposed to be on it. We were supposed to get on his show and talk about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man in the comic series, and he never got back to me. We talked about, we planned a date even.
Yeah.
And both of us forgot, I guess. I don't know. So I'm hoping to do that eventually soon. I was planning on it. I never heard back. When I'm like, which day was it? I'm like, and they never learned. So, but Peter, if you're listening, you're probably not. But if you are, let's do it. So, all right. Go subscribe to the binge. What's next week, Javi? Are we doing the Marvel show next? Marvel DC show next week? Or are we doing the
Marvel versus DC is next week? And by Marvel versus DC, we are talking the Deadpool, Batman, Deadpool
comics,
Flash and the Fantastic Four, and is it Thor and Shazam?
Shazam.
That's the only one I haven't read yet is Thor and Shazam. So yeah, mark your calendars. Wednesday, December 10th,
next week,
Marvel versus DC, and then December 18th, Nights Never Die.
Never die.
And then it's Christmas.
Yay, Christmas! All right, guys.
Or Hanukkah or whatever, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday, winter solstice, whatever you celebrate. The holidays. The end of the year.
That's right. All right, so I without Chris here, I will just bring us all to a close very easily. Read more